Today we're going to be looking at an electric mobility Rascal Vision mobility scooter. Our customer has bought this from a so-called dealer in Lesmahago up in Scotland. He sold him the scooter telling him it was 2 years old when actually it wasn't. It was 4 years old. So it's been actually well used, well rusted underneath, most likely it's been kept outside. Now the reason why I know it's 4 years old is because the serial number is stamped on the shaft in there, so you've got to take the seat out, the seat off and the cover off to get to the serial number, and that will tell you how old the scooter is. Usually serial numbers are on the seat post so everybody can have a wee look at there, but not on the seat, but the seat post that's on the frame. So one of the problems that the customer's having, that this guy never bothered to come back and help them out because he's away and he's going to make them the first port of call. He's away abroad and he's coming back, and when he's back, well, anyway, long story short, he never bothered to contact them again after taking their money, and there's a lot of people like that around. Now he issued a nice good 8 amp charger, good quality charger, but 8 amp charger, Invacare one, usually issued with Invacare product, not the Rascal Vision. So he's been swapping chargers about, but usually you can do that. But specific with the Invacare charger, issued with Invacare products, this particular connection here is ultimately slightly smaller connection. So it is actually quite slack. So what's happening is when we're putting it on charge here, the power light's coming on and the orange light is coming on. The customer's saying that after a short period of time, the two middle ones come on, orange ones, and they start to flash, telling you it's a problem. Now that only is really done with the Opti chargers, that particular one there, quite a quality charger. So that's telling us one or two things. Either the batteries are faulty, because it's not getting enough power, it's not seeing the batteries, or there could be a slack connection. The slack connection is usually this part here, because it's slightly, very fractionally bigger, and therefore it makes a slack connection. So sometimes it will charge and most of the times it won't. I told the customers I would be testing the batteries for them when I've got the scooter, and of course I put it on overnight, and what was happening in the morning? The two yellow lights were on and it wasn't charging whatsoever. So before I even test the batteries, I need to take this off and replace this connection, which I'll show you how to do that. And I'll replace it with an Invacare one suitable for this 3-pin Nutrix connector here. So I'll leave that on there just to see if the two yellow lights will come on. Also, another problem, she said she's having a lot of noise coming from the back end. Now, if you have a wee look here, this is the back wheel. The wheel is, it's had it. I mean, by the looks of things here. What's actually happened, if you see in there, and you'll see the grease coming out of the transaxle, the bearings are gone inside the transaxle, and the only way to repair that is to fit a new transaxle. We have them, we can get them. If you need a transaxle, give us a shout. We can supply you with one. So sadly to say, that's gone, and of course you'll be lucky if the customer's had this for 6 months and dealer sold it, so technically speaking it's not fit for purpose, but trying to get hold of this guy is a contract and a half. Also, when I was out, I did notice something else wrong, which is it's kind of wear and tear. It's not the end of the world. It needs new tyres. As you can see, the tyres are bald as a coop, and it's only the front ones. These are Pacific size, I think they're what size are these? 410 by 350 by 6, and with that particular tread pattern you can only get these from the supplier. So to gain access to this charging socket here, I'll need to remove all the plastics, because I need to put this in its place and then join up the wires. Let's have a wee. So now what I need to do now is replace this, so cut and join these so it fits together with its own loom. I will do that now. As me cut and joined the connections back up again with heat shrink and that. So that connection here now should make a proper fit and should stop the lights from flashing orange, and should charge the batteries no problem, because this particular connection is designed to go with this. Is a much easier, tighter fit. Where are we? Yeah, much tighter fit. So we'll just put that back together. So now that I've fitted the new connection on here and joined it up to the old terminal connection, it's got a proper fit in there. We'll reattach the original connection on here, and hopefully now this light will not go off and it will fully charge, and I'll be able to test the batteries later on. So it's a perfect fit, light doesn't go out. We'll leave that on overnight till tomorrow and see how we go on from there. Hopefully the orange light will not come back on. Right, that's me come back the following morning, and for a change the two yellow lights are no flashing away. We solved the problem with the right connector for the scooter and the charger. So now it's fully charged, what I'll do is I'll switch it off, switch the charger off and leave it for half an hour before I test the batteries, and we'll see how we go from there. So now we know that the bearings are gone in the transaxle. We replace the transaxle, it'll not run like that. So we have ordered in. So we've ordered in a new transaxle there. That'll go on like that, like so. Onto the wee Rascal here. So we need to remove the body panel in the transaxle. So that's what we're going to be in the process of doing now. Taking the wheels off. As you can see, it's had it. This one's okay, but hey ho, kind of on one wheel. So we'll just do that right now. And there you can see, after removing off the wheel, how bad the transaxle is. A bit of a pain that the customer was told the scooter's 2 years old when it's actually 4 years old. But here goes. The other side is C solid. It's not moved an inch or whatever, a millimetre. This has not moved whatsoever. So I reckon I'm going to be at this for some time. Now that the other side of the transaxle is C solid, I'm physically going to lift the whole transaxle off together with the other side of the wheel. So what I'm going to do is, I've got my socket on the bottom. I just need to put the appropriate Allen key on the top. It's going to be a difficult one, this. These ones are two different lengths of screws, one for the longer side, one the shorter side. At least that's off. Now I just need to do the other side. Right, so the only thing that's holding this together is the handbrake, emergency brake, which we need to take off. There you go. Right, so here we have it. One broken transaxle, as you can see. So we're going to take the motor off. That's the motor loom here. That's the one for the electric brake, and that's for the motor. So you got 2 positive, 2 negative. It's got 4 brush units in here. So we'll dismantle that, and then we'll take that away to the workbench to see if we can get this wheel off. I'm just going to undo the 2 outside motor screws. Now that should come off. Let's give it a wee. There you go, that's her off. So of course when you take it off you want to remember how you took it off. These 2 outside bolts go in here. So it goes on like that.